All right, make sure you check the notes of the build. There's lots of stuff here that you should read. Check the description of the video. I might put something there, and make sure you re-grab the POB link right before leagues start or whenever you start playing, just in case I need to make any quick edits if something needs a little tweak. Yeah, so Lightning Conduit in 3.20. I'll go through the build ratings here. I've been meaning to do that on my videos, but I forgot. But now I remembered, so now I'm gonna do it. Boss damage 9 out of 10. This build gets a lot of damage. So it's an Elementalist. You get big shocks, lots of damage, even with the nerfs. Damage uptime 3 out of 10. So it's not a dot build. If you use like Stormbrand for your to apply your shocks, it's not bad. If you use Orb of Storms, it's also not bad, but you need to be in melee range for that. So clear speed 5 out of 10. It's pretty average build, I guess. I mean, you run around, shield charge, and then you drop your Orb of Storms or whatever skill you're using, and then you blow it up. It should be a little bit better, actually. I might make that like 6 out of 10. Do the removal of Arch Nemesis. Arch Nemesis was really bad on this build, and it should help a lot because mobs like Sentinel mod types on mobs really were a hindrance to this build, but they're gone now. So, well, not completely gone, but it's different. So, mobility 7 out of 10. It's again nothing really crazy, but shield charge around, it's pretty normal. Defense 3.5 out of 10. You do have really big chills and stuff, but it's nothing crazy. If you want to drop some damage, you could drop Convergence and go bash some elements if you want more defense, but who's going to do that when you get big damage? Alright, so the main mechanics of the build are basically you are Elementalist and you use Elementalist to apply really big shocks. And then you do big deeps with Lightning Conduit. You also get chills, and you get more AoE off your Ascendancy. So that's that. Eldritch Battery to solve your mana issues. The skill does kind of take a pretty decent amount of mana to cast. And Eldritch Battery also allows you to cast Divine Blessing with Wrath. So that is another damage boost there. You have Grace Determination. You don't really get too much armor and evasion. You can get a little bit higher, but it's nothing. It's not going to be crazy on this build. So changes in 3.20. Lightning Conduit received a nerf, and it'll be like about 25 to 30% less damage. However, there's some other changes, which actually the build ended up getting more damage this patch. So one thing that is going to help the build a lot is Vol Smite. Vol Smite, it's not in POB yet, but it adds a huge amount of flat lightning, and it doesn't have the issue that normal Smite does. Normal Smite is pretty scuffed to cast because it requires accuracy. And as a spell build, you're not going to have accuracy. But with Vol Smite, it cannot be evaded, so you're guaranteed to hit it. Although it is really slow, so you're going to want to link it with faster attacks. The build does kind of need a lot of sockets, so you might need a unset ring. You might not, depending on how you set it up. If you do want to run Vol Smite and 2 curses, since 2 curses is going to be the new meta, you will have to use Orb of Storm. Wait, you'll have to choose either Orb of Storms or Stormbrand for clear and single target. Stormbrand is really bad for clearing, in my opinion. Some people like it. It's really all up to preference, which one you choose. For me, I think Hydrosphere, using that for clear, and Hydrosphere for clear, and Stormbrand for single target. I think it feels best, but what's gonna end up happening, I think, is I would choose just Orb of Storms to use that for clear and for single target because of these new changes, which I just talked about. Orb of Storm is pretty smooth clear anyways. The only downside is you have to be like melee range, so yeah. So the changes in 3.20, another change that occurred is the curse change that give you some more damage as well. Yeah. Passive trees. This is with no clusters. If you want clusters, you get a little bit more damage, and you lose a little bit of life, but big damn. So then here's normal lab, cruel lab, merc lab, level 90. Yeah. I don't have any footage because I deleted the character that I played, so yep. But that is about it, I guess. Well, I guess, right, items. So your items, singularity for your weapon. This is going to be really hard to replace. You can just stick with this forever. All your armor is basically just going to be life and suppression. You're going to want a +1 lightning amulet, and you're going to want to craft non-damaging ailment effect on it. You're going to want to get minus mana cost on one of your rings. And then for another really good budget option for your other ring is you can either use Barrack's Grip or Velocco's Scion. I don't really have a preference to which, just whichever you get first. Skills, you level Spark to 28. Then you go Lightning Conduit right away, and it's really good for leveling. Yeah, I kind of went over the rest of the skills, so yeah.